Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and episode 3 of Rumsy versus the Inferno. I wanted to just quickly make an intro to this video. Number one, apologize for the delay. I've been pretty busy IRL with Thanksgiving and the holidays, and then I unfortunately caught COVID. So I kind of just put the video on the back burner until I was feeling 100% again. I've had a lot of clips recorded for a couple weeks now, and I am just now getting around to editing those and putting it all together, but just wanted to say thank you for checking out the channel, and yeah, let's jump into it. The clips in this video are actually starting at wave 64. My personal best on the last video was wave 57, so we've made some good progress, and I am consistently making it to this point, you know, kind of the wave 63, 64 area, but I was also consistently dying. At this point in my Inferno progression, deaths definitely became a bit more frustrating since each attempt is around 2 hours, but I just had to keep reminding myself that it's all part of the learning process, and we are making progress. One thing that did help me get past these waves was really just focusing on a kill priority. So my top 2 priority targets are the melee mob and the mage. Both the melee and the mage have unique abilities that make them problematic if they're not dealt with early in the wave. The melee can dig to you every 50 ticks when it's safe spotted or not attacking you, and the mage can actually res monsters that you've already killed in the wave. That being said, your wave is not solved until the mage and the melee are dead. I thought for sure this was going to be the first time that I made it past wave 64. I thought I had solved the wave, but again, until the mage and melee are dead, don't assume anything. You can see the mage just rezzed the melee, and I don't have a plan in place for what's going to happen when the melee digs to me, and that causes a problem. So unfortunately for me here, I thought I had killed the mage and went to attack the melee, but mage was still alive and I got stacked out. Another huge lesson I had to learn was to stop chasing nibblers. In this clip, you can see my west pillar's already down. I've got nibblers headed to my south pillar. If I tried to run out and kill those nibblers, I would take massive damage from the ranger and potentially the melee, and I would likely die. This late in the Inferno, honestly, you really only need your north pillar. Fuck the south pillar, fuck the west pillar, keep your north pillar healthy and you're good to go. Once I was able to consistently make it past wave 64, honestly, wave 65 and 66 are super easy comparatively. So yeah, I mean, at this point it really just was trying to clean up my runs, try and use as few supplies as I could to make it past the waves and into Jad, triple Jad, and then Zuk. There were quite a few attempts where I was just using too many brews during the waves, and I didn't have enough brews going into the bosses, which led to a death. So to help with that, honestly, I just started milking Blood Barrage as much as I could during the waves. If I ever took a bunch of damage during a wave, honestly, I would just take off all of my armor and Blood Barrage back up to full health, and try to minimize the usage of brews. The one big thing I focused on wave 66 was just trying to kill both mages at the same time so that neither of them would res each other. It's not a huge deal if they do res each other, it just takes a little bit more time. But yeah, at this point, we are past the waves and we're heading into boss attempts. I was never super worried about single Jad, but definitely do not underestimate him. If you miss even one prayer flick, it can end your run. I hate to admit it, but yeah, I died to single Jad on more than one occasion, so Do not underestimate him. The general strategy here, though, is just DPS him down. When the healers spawn, group up the healers. I did do a healer lure just so that I could try and heal back any HP that I'd lost, and that's pretty much single Jad. Usually at this point in my runs, when I'm about to go into triples, is when my hands start sweating like crazy, my heart starts beating like crazy, and it's really just because, you've spent 2 hours in here getting to this point, and if you make one mistake, it's over. So a huge thing for me was just really trying to calm my nerves going into triples. So when triple Jads spawn, you need to identify which Jad attacks first, and then if they're attacking clockwise or counterclockwise. Obviously, you've got 3 mobs to prey flick against, so you really need to be on top of this. My first attempt, I was sweating bullets, and I didn't last super long, but I at least got some experience with triples, and it helped to alleviate some of the pressure on future attempts. Without a doubt, triple Jads is the most challenging part of the Inferno for me personally. It comes at a point when I'm super high stress, I don't want to make a mistake and die and lose, the time that I've invested in this run, so I'm not going to include all of my clips of triple Jads. It did take me a lot of practice, I did die quite a few times to triples, but eventually the nerves start to subside and I just got more confident with it. And once you can make it past triples, honestly, Zuk is super straightforward. So I knew that if I could just make it past triples and get to Zuk, I was going to get my cape pretty soon. I actually made it pretty far on my first Zuk attempt. My big mistake, though, was leaving the mage up when I spawned healers, and, I just didn't have any supplies really to heal any of this damage, so I died pretty quickly once the healers spawned. On my second Zuk attempt, I was actually able to successfully make it past the healers, but I ran into some trouble a little bit later. Also, when you're fighting healers, you want to prioritize keeping redemption up and just letting redemption procs heal you. I was wasting a few brew sips on this set of healers that was just kind of unnecessary. I had restores, I had my Falador shield that could have regen my prayer. So that was definitely something that I took note of and tried not to do on future Zuk attempts. And at this point in my Zuk attempt, I've killed the healers. We are essentially waiting for a third set to spawn. We're just trying to DPS Zuk down as quickly as we can. I really don't have any supplies left to deal with this set. And I made the mistake of tagging both of the mobs to get them off of my shield, but again, I didn't have any supplies to tank, and the ranger KO'd me pretty quick. So this brings us to our third Zuk attempt. Unfortunately, my mic was not recording on this attempt. I was in a Discord call with my good friend Simbrin. He was running some timers for me so that we could keep track of when the sets were going to spawn. I'm just going to let this clip play out. It is a pretty funny Zuk attempt. To be honest, I tank quite a few hits, and we will just see how it ends.
is pounding, man. Holy shit. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes.
Combat task
Yes.
completed.
Oh my god.
Collection lost
Nice.
slots
Let's go.
completed.
Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, man. Holy shit, I'm shaking. Holy fuck, man.
All right, so it is a few days later at this point, but as you guys can see, we are the proud owner of an Infernal Cape. Did we deserve it? I don't know. You can be the judge of that. We tanked quite a few hits on that Zuk fight. My butthole was super clenched near the end there, but by the grace of God, we somehow did it. In total, I think I probably attempted the Inferno like 70 or 80 times, but getting to Zuk, that was my third Zuk attempt. And as far as triple Jads go, I think I had 6 or 7 triple Jad attempts. So I died on quite a few of those, but we did it, man. So if you've ever thought about attempting the Inferno, just know if I can do it, you can definitely do it. It just takes practice. You're going to be banging your head against the wall for, a couple weeks probably, but the progress will be made, and yeah, you can do it. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. I'm now super motivated to continue progressing my account, and I will be working on the maxing grind next, in addition to probably some more solo chambers to try and snag a T-bow. But yeah, that wraps up Rumsy versus the Inferno, and until next time, guys, peace.